When Shawn Mitchell came home and crashed on their sofa, his wife Lori knew something was wrong.
He wasn't completing sentences. He was slurring his words a little bit, and I knew that was a symptom of a stroke.
Shawn was the chaplain of the San Diego Chargers, as well as the pastor of New Venture Christian Fellowship. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors discovered he was in the middle of a massive stroke.
Normally they would drill, but it was too deep to drill, and it had been going on since evidently this morning. His brain was already swelling, and they had said that if it doesn't stop on its own, he will pass in 24 hours. It was a shock, but at the same time, it didn't seem real.
Shawn's doctor, Dr. Mark Stengler, remembers getting a call from the hospital physician.
He knew that Pastor Shawn was more than a patient of mine. He was also a friend. He said, sorry to tell you this, but I don't think he's going to be alive in the morning.
Word quickly got around to the members of the church. Neva Kaiser was part of the prayer group.
Someone came to our home and gave us the news that Pastor Shawn had had this traumatic thing happen, and they said that there was a prayer vigil going on, so we went over immediately.
But Lori remembered what Shawn told her God revealed to him months earlier.
The Lord had told my husband, this is going to be the year of new beginnings. And that in itself gave me that peace, because I thought, well, how can it be new beginnings if he's not here?
Not everyone was so optimistic.
I was expecting that he very well wouldn't be alive. And I was there really to help his family deal with the matter, help console them. But of course, having hope that God would save and prolong his life.
The church continued praying, knowing it would take a miracle for Shawn to live through the night.
With a hemorrhage that bad, normally a person wouldn't survive. But beyond that, most people would have lasting effects. They'd have problems walking, trouble speaking, memory problems.
We felt it was critical to get right on it with prayer and to reach out and to just tell God that we still needed him with us.
The next morning, doctors were shocked. Not only was Shawn alive, the bleeding in his brain had stopped.
You can only really attribute it to a miracle. Again, in medicine, there was no treatment for it. It was so severe, it was untreatable.
But Shawn didn't just survive the night. In time, he made a full recovery.
I sensed my Lord was there. He was looking out for me. I went to sleep that night, and I woke up the next day, and Dr. Jesus had stopped the bleeding. I was the recipient of thousands of people in our church that were banging on heaven's door for me.
Today, Shawn is back in the pulpit preaching. He's truly grateful to God for a praying church that petitioned heaven when his life hung in the balance.
Prayer needs to be a first priority and not a last resort. When the doctors end up saying it's in God's hands, it should be placed in God's hand in the beginning. And I'm so grateful for a church that understands that and immediately went into prayer.
If you'd see Pastor Shawn today, as you know, you can't tell he had a stroke. He's doing so well. Would expect him just to continue to do very well, have a full lifespan, also be able to preach for many years to come.
Shawn and Lori know that God still has a purpose for his life.
He will be alive until the Lord chooses to take him. So, and I think, Lord willing, it's going to be a long time from now.
I realize I'm here for a reason, and so every breath is a gift from him, a heartbeat is a gift from our Lord, and so I just want to make the rest of my life the best of my life for him.